Hi, Una here again to tell another story. I shared one story from my Humanitarian Diaries, and it was me arriving in Islamabad in Pakistan. I worked as a humanitarian, as a nutritionist, across 2 continents, and I kept journals. So I thought it was about time to share another story. The first story I dedicated to my parents, Maura and Piers Stohel. This one I want to dedicate to an auntie of mine, who has both privately and publicly been very supportive from the very, very beginning of my work. Auntie D, Deetra Duffin, Dirty Duffin, as I call her, Deetra. It's a long one, so I'm going to do it in a couple of parts, but I thought I'd begin with me actually arriving into Afghanistan. Monday the 18th of March. Afghanistan, here I come. Up at the crack of dawn to go to Mazar, which I have no problem with. I have help from the dogs, the birds, and the mullah calling for prayer. Even writing this is a bit out there, to be honest. I have wanted this for years, and the day has finally come. Oh my God. I head to the airport where I, along with other humanitarian workers, are quickly bundled through the airport by security guards. I've only arrived in Pakistan 3 days ago, but it feels like weeks. In a good way though. What a culture shock. What a welcome from everyone. You name it, everything is different. Out of the departure section, I walk across a hot, mirage-filled runway. It is damn hot. I climb, in silence, up a set of old metal steps up to the plane. The plane is white and branded with the United Nations logo. It is tiny, maybe a 20-seater, and there is little room. And that is rich coming from me, being so small. I sit down in the leather seat, buckle up and say a prayer, as I always do. I'm glad to be small, as there isn't much legroom. The engine starts up and I can feel everything. It is full of many nationalities and languages. However, once we start taxiing across the runway, the plane is very quiet. Eerily so. We're all thinking the same thing. This is it. Or maybe it's just me. I read a bit trying to settle myself and take my mind off where I am going and the size of the plane. But after a while, I don't feel too well. I am heavy breathing. The plane is so small. And I am nervous and excited, all rolled into one. As the plane got close to Mazar, I can see the runway from the air, a long strip of tarmac in between the most amazing mountain range. It starts to swirl like a roller coaster, with no warning. I'm literally horizontal, hanging on to my seatbelt. It is fun, but also terrifying. I learn later that it is to avoid mortar rockets hitting the plane, as it is more difficult to hit a plane like that. Good to know. The plane finally lands and my stomach was back to where it's supposed to be. I slowly walk up the plane aisle, preparing myself for what I'm about to see. When the door finally opens and I walk out, all my senses go into overdrive. The heat hits me first, then the smells, then the dust, the noise, including a language I have never heard before. And once my eyes adjust with the piercing sun, the amazing scenery. My brain simply explodes with so many new things, with the overwhelming feeling of this is it. What have I done? Thank God I am met by a fellow goalie who can see my rabbit in the headlights expression. He just keeps talking to me to stop me from staring with an open mouth to the Afghan civilians and army, as there is military presence at the airport. The Taliban fell 4 months prior to my arrival in November 2001, so to say I feel fear in the air would be true. Fear they may come back. I look at everything. The amazing mountain range, which looks almost purple in the heat. The square mud buildings close to the airport with huge holes in their walls from rocket missiles. The signs at the side of the runway for landmines. That is one of the last things said to me before I left Islamabad. Stay on the road. The darkness of the men's hair and beards, the different clothes, the Arabic music playing from the waiting cars, the hot piercing sun of plus 40 degrees centigrade, the smells from the men drinking sugary tea and smoking, the different languages being spoken from Afghans and expats like myself from all over the world. Took to the shade as my passport and visa are being checked. I'm not going to stand putting on sun cream in the sun, not with an audience anyway. Thankfully, my dusty, broken-in rucksack is lifted off the plane too. After my passport and visa is checked, which seems to take forever and out of sight from me, which I panic about, I head off in a marked gold car. The car has stickers all over it, doors, roof and boot. To make it very clear, it is a non-governmental organisation, NGO vehicle. At the end of the road, out of the airport, stands a single little donkey. It is so strange to see. It is just standing there with its owner, looking at me as if to say, "Who are you?" My hair is covered with a headscarf, but I still look different to the donkey. I feel as if I have stepped back in time. There is only one main road, the airport road, into Mazar. A straight strip of black tarmac with yellow sand and dust either side of it. The sights and smells coming into the city are breathtaking, and some are stomach-wrenching too. Open sewage systems in 40 degrees heat, you can imagine, or maybe you don't want to. My nose is smelling things it has never done before. Dust again, camels, donkeys, hundreds of women wearing blue and white burqas, and lots of men staring as I'm so different looking. But the thing is, I don't feel unsafe. They are staring at me, and I'm staring back at them, as they are new to me. I hope I am not being rude. I'm so intrigued, and I don't want to miss anything. I head off to the guest house. ... To be continued. Thank you.